There once was a stock that put to sea. The name of the stock was GME. The price blew up and the shorts dipped down. Hold my bully boys, hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when Ryan Cohen joined the board. The captain called all hands and swore he'll take his shares and hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Before the news had hit the market, Wall Street bets came up and bought it. With diamond hands, they knew they'd profit if they could only hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. No deals were cut, no shorts were squeezed. The captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the artist's creed. He took the risk to hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. For 40 days or even more, the stock went up, then down once more. All gains were lost, it was looking poor, but still those traders did hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The short's not squeezed and the gain's not won. The tendy man makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Oh, I bid farewell to my monthly paycheck, and I gambled it all on a GME bet. To hold with the boys and ignore calls to sell until we have given the hedgies all hell. And the tendies and diamonds are filling my mind. I'll search for the moon and pay losses no mind. I fear not the hedgie, I fear not his greed. I remember the hodlers, will they think of me when we make all our millions to spite the hedgie? Plot a course off to Mars from the orbit of Moon, to a place where my gains grew along with my crew. It's not about greed, no, I tell to my best, but sending a message to Wall Street the pest. As the words of their dread fill the space of my ears, they're crying like children, their saltiest tears. My heart fills with joy, then it's bigger than we. I remember the hodlers, will they think of me when we make all our millions to spite the hedgie? Oh, for sure they will learn that there is consequence for playing with markets for his needs and ends. But when Reddit investors used their tricks on them, they screamed and they shouted while we bought again. As the sights of the rage filled the space in my eyes, for they duped us, but they won't escape us this time. We're this far from winning, this far from their greed. I remember the hodlers, will they think of me when we make all our millions to spite the hedgie? Now that I'm staring down on the feds and the rich, I'm not sure what I want, but I don't think it's this. As my brothers stand in the raging typhoon, I hold on to my shares as they launch towards the moon. As the souls of huddlers live forever in my mind, as I fulfill the dreams that they once tried to find. I look from the moon with the stars within reach. I remember Wall Street bets and they think of me, for our stocks with the moonshot forever will be. I remember the fallen and they think of me, for the hedges shall crumble and fall to their knees. If tomorrow all the gains were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my stimulus and wife. I thank my lucky stars to be trading here today, 'cause we all still hold our calls and shares, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an artist, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the paper hands who sold their GME, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and invest with no regrets, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this sport. Mouth bless the Wall Street bets. From the floor in New York City to accounts on Fidelity, from the house of your wife's boyfriend, you just tried to make him see. From you deep fucking value and your own portfolio, where there's tendies in every artist's gut, and it's time we buy and hold. And I'm proud to be an artist, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the paper hands who sold their GME, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and invest with no regrets, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this sport. Mods bless the Wall Street bets. And I'm proud to be an artist, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the paper hands who sold their GME, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and invest with no regrets, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this sport. Mods bless the Wall Street bets.
What's up, YouTube? How is everyone doing today? It is Monday, April 19th, 2021, and today I am reporting to you live from Ramenistan. And that's because we all took a beating today. For the most part. I hope you guys made money, but I didn't. And I'm assuming most people didn't, because everything is red, and not just like a little red, like deep red. So but a few stocks were up, a couple meme stocks and a few other things. But overall, not a great day for the market. Not great. So, hey, we get to use Raministan. I think this is I think it's the third time. I can't remember if it's the second or third time that I'm using the Raministan background. But we don't get to use it very often. So, and it's not good when we do, but but it's good to use it. So yeah, I'm your host Ty, and this is Smarter Gambling. Welcome to the show. Before we begin, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And if you like my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon. Link in the description down below. Alright, everyone. So, got a great show for you today. We're going to get to some GME news. Not really breaking news, but a little stuff happened over the weekend. So, we'll get to that. We'll talk about some Tesla news. Again, some more news that happened over the weekend about Tesla, so I will cover that. Then we're going to talk about Apple a little bit. A bit of news about Apple. They have an event soon, and they are, and a few other things. We'll get to that. I don't want to give it away right now. Then we'll talk about Facebook for a little bit and their plans. We'll talk about Peloton for a little bit, and something that happened. I don't know if it was over the weekend, but some controversy with Peloton. So we'll get to that, and then finally we'll talk about the J&J vaccine, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and what that's gonna look like in the near future. What's up with that vaccine? And then, of course, at the end of the show, every day, we're going to do our YOLOs. And by far, that is the most watched thing and the most enjoyed. So, hey, I love going over YOLOs. So, yeah, great show for you today. So, let's get right into it. Please give me 1 second as I pull up my TD account. Boom. All right, here we go. So, yeah, as you can see, the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P are all red. And actually, it was worse before. A lot worse, actually. We see some recovery, a little bit of recovery, so can't complain about that, although everything is down for the day. But before it was worse. I'll just say that. But the Dow Jones is down 0.36%, so not the worst. The Nasdaq is it was the worst performing index today, major index. That was down almost 1%, and the S&P 500 was down 0.53%. So I guess not the worst in the world, but today wasn't great. Today was not fun. And the VIX is up because everything else went down. So now let's get into some individual stocks. What's happening today? Apple up 0.5%. It's slowly been, I wouldn't say on a run, but it's been climbing up after being stuck for a couple months. It's finally back up to about 135, and they're going to hold an event very soon, I believe tomorrow. And we'll get to that in just a sec. So hang on. We'll cover Apple. AMC is up 3.54%. Nice for some of you apes. AMD is down 1.27%. Amazon is down 0.81%. Afria is up almost 2%. Actually, all the cannabis stocks did relatively well today. And we'll see that in a second. ASO, which is a meme stock, up 3.74%. Uh, generally, the meme stocks did pretty well today. Generally. We got Alibaba down 1.64%, and Alibaba recently took a big hit, and a lot of people are trying to jump in and take advantage of an opportunity of a low price, but it's down today. BlackBerry down about 1%, a little less than 1%. Blink Charging, which is a meme stock, that got crushed today, down 7.31%. Bumble is down 1.35%. Bionano Genomics is down about 7%. Beyond Meat is down 1.5%. CCIV, Lucid is up a little bit. Just barely green today. Chewy's down over 6%. Clover. Okay, Clover. Let's talk about this very quickly. So over the weekend, I did a video, a full DD, all right? Almost 50 minutes about Clover. And this was because Clover was catching a lot of hype on Friday, and everyone is saying this is going to be the next GME because it has over 140% short interest, and we're going to squeeze this thing. So I took the liberty of doing some research and sharing my findings with you guys because I was possibly going to take a position if the research was right, and I just wanted to share my findings with you guys. And basically, in conclusion, I said that Clover doesn't seem like the best company fundamentally because they haven't been profitable for a while, and on top of that, they're getting accused of there are some various serious accusations being thrown at them right now by Hindenburg Research, and I went over the whole report, and I talked about what Clover is and Hindenburg, what they said about them, and Clover's response, and then Hindenburg's response to Clover. But basically, in conclusion, I said that I'm not in love with the fundamentals, and these accusations does not make the company look good, and I'm very sketched out about the short interest because we're getting conflicting information about whether it's 15% or 35% or 50% or 140%. Everyone's saying something different. All the websites with the data are saying something different. So, yeah. So I went through everything, spent almost an hour telling you guys about my research, and it turned out to be my second best video of all time. I've only been doing the show for about 3 weeks now, and turns out that was my second best video after one of my Palantir videos. Turns out a lot of you guys didn't like the video. I got a lot of dislikes on the video, and that's okay. All right, I understand. I'm not. A lot of you guys are clicking on the video just to confirm your bias. But hey, I was just being honest, all right? I wanted to see if I was going to make a play, and I told you guys why I'm not going to make a play, and you guys didn't agree with me. A lot of you guys didn't agree with me. More people did agree with me than not, but a lot of people did not agree with me and disliked my video, which is cool, A dislike is just as good as a like. I appreciate everyone for watching. But if you guys want, go check out that video. I posted it yesterday, I believe. And if you haven't taken a position on Clover yet, and you're wondering if you should or not, consider watching that video first. Anyway, so I said that we're probably going to see some sort of a short squeeze, either a gamma squeeze or maybe a full-blown short squeeze like GME, because there was high short interest. Nobody can agree how high, but everyone agreed that there was high short interest. So today, Clover is up. It finished about up 10%, a little less than 10%. But at one point in the day, it was it was like up 17%. I was watching it this morning. It looked like it was going to moon, but it came back down to earth, came back to around 9%, and it finishes around 10%. So the Clover saga is still ongoing. This is like day 2 of the Clover saga, and very curious to see how this is going to play out. But for now, at least, I am not going to participate in this one. I'm going to sit this one out for a little bit, at least. So if you guys want, go check out my Clover video. All right, spent a little too much time on that. Coinbase down 2.63%. DoorDash down 1.89%. Discovery A down 2.6%. DraftKings down 2.24%. Etsy down over 3%. Facebook down 1.3%. Fubo is up 3%. So, yeah, like I said, meme stocks are doing pretty decent. GME is up 6.26%. And this comes after some news, not breaking news, but news about getting a new CEO and about Deep Effing Value exercising his options. But we'll get to that in just a second. But GME up 6.26%. There could be a number of factors as to why that is. Probably some of it being some news and some of it just being short positions buying to cover. Google is up 0.3%. J&J is up 0.28%. Got some news about them later, so stick around for that. Kraft Heinz is down 0.12%. That's become somewhat of a meme stock. Coke reported today earnings. They're up 0.6%. Costs, that's a meme stock. It's actually down today, 1.32%. Li Auto finished a little bit down, 0.16%. But the EVs did relatively well today in the given environment. Marathon, which is a Bitcoin exposure stock, got slammed today, and that's to be expected because crypto pulled back over the weekend. Moderna down 5.21%, and they had a nice little jump yesterday, so we'll just see some pullback there. Morgan Stanley, is up 1.83%. Microsoft is down 0.77%. Match is up about 0.5%. MUDS, which is the top SPAC, baseball card SPAC, that's down 3.22%. Microvision is a meme stock, that's down almost 5%. Naked, which is another meme stock, clothing company, that is up 16.37%. Looks like a squeeze there. Looks like some shorts covered, but I can't say for sure. But it looks like a lot of shorts did cover today in general for all the meme stocks. Netflix is up. Netflix is up 1.45%. Neo is up almost 2%. Very happy for that because in the morning it did not look good. This thing was like pushing minus 4%, and it rebounded all the way back up. Finished, I think, on a day high, almost 2%. So good for Neo. Nike is down 1.3%. Nikola getting slammed, as it should, because it's not a real company. Nano Dimension getting slammed, down over 9%. Overstock getting slammed, down 8.5%. Palantir continues to bleed. It's doing what it does best, huh? Just bleeding money. Yeah, that's down 2.36% today, but it was down over 4% at one point, so don't feel too bad. You really can't complain. Could be worse. Plug, another kind of a meme stock, getting slammed today, down over 7%. Peloton, got some news about them, and a little later, got some news about Peloton in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. They're down over 7%, about 7.3% today, and some of that has to do with some news that came out about them over the weekend, and we'll get to that soon. But I'm not sure how much that news had an effect, because 7% is a lot. But we'll get to that. PayPal's down 0.73%. Roblox is down over 5%. Riot blockchain, Bitcoin exposure stock, that's down over 8%, kind of to be expected. Romeo Power, meme stock, down over 8%. So a lot of things are getting slammed today. A lot of things. Roku down 4%. Shopify down over 5%. Sundial Growers, cannabis meme stock, that's up 11% today. Kind of surprising, because the cannabis stocks did do pretty well today, but Sundial blew it out of the water today, at least. No other cannabis stock was 11%. They were like 4 or 5%. So this kind of looks like a squeeze to me, but don't know for sure. Virgin Galactic, what's new? Getting slammed. Spotify getting slammed. Tilray up 1.4%. Not even close to 11. Tesla is down 3.4%, and part of this is because of some news that came out about them, some bad news that came out over the weekend, and we'll talk about that very soon, so stick around for that. So Tesla's down 3.4% today. Uber's down over 4%. Twitter's down over 3%. Viacom finishes down 2.4%. Not great, but I'll take it. It looked like a strong start. It was mooning in the morning, then just tanked all day. But recovered a little bit to end the day, so can't be too upset. All right, anything else? Workhorse down 5%. And Xpeng is up about 1%. So, yeah, overall, not the greatest day for the market. Let's quickly take a look at the dollar. And, yeah, there we go. That's not good. Dollar's getting slammed. Whole stock market is getting slammed. The dollar's getting slammed today. Really not a good day. The only trading pair that the dollar is actually up in is versus the Canadian dollar. Everything else versus every major trading pair is down. So, all right, let's take a look at crypto now. 1 second, please. As I pull that up. All right, here we go. Let's talk about some crypto. Oh, hitting a little bit lag. There we go. So over the weekend, we did see a bit of a pullback. I think on Friday, at one point, Bitcoin was over 64K, and it came back down to like 54. Not exactly sure how far it came down, but there was a pretty significant pullback in crypto. But already, we're starting to see a recovery. Bitcoin's up today. But it's down 7% for the week. Oh, boo-hoo, right? Ether is up today, still up for the week. Binance is recovering. It's up 7.6% today, but still down for the week. XRP is recovering a little bit. Dogecoin. What is going on with Dogecoin, man? All the other crypto is pulled back. We see pullback. Nope, not Dogecoin. It's just continuing to go up and up and up to the moon. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. If I held my Dogecoin, I would have made $1 million. But it's all good. It's all cool. But yeah, anyone who wants to buy Dogecoin or is thinking about it, and this is not financial advice, but I recommend you not do that at this very moment, because 40 cents for a Dogecoin is freaking insane, all right? All right, moving on. So not really too much happening here. Let me just make sure. Neo is up 20%. Very nice. Monero is up 13%. So yeah, crypto's not doing too bad. Kind of a mixed day for crypto. Some are up, some are down, but overall, crypto's still looking really strong. It's just to be expected after a crazy run like we had. Have to expect some pullback. So yeah, that's crypto. Okay. Now, let's get into the news. All right, here we go. So, first article of the day, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll summarize. I'll read the key points and summarize. GameStop shares jump after CEO steps down. Roaring Kitty raises stake. Key points. GameStop said Chief Executive Officer George Sherman will step down by July 31st. The board is leading a search to identify CEO candidates who can accelerate the next phase of the company's transformation. Some investors also took comfort in Keith Gill's move to double down on his GameStop bet, forgoing millions of dollars in quick profit from an options trade. Yeah, so it's not exactly breaking news. This came out, I think, last week or the week before that. Actually, yeah, the current CEO of GameStop will be relieved of his duties and replaced by someone Cohen thinks is more suitable for the job, having experience in e-commerce, because that's where they're trying to move the company towards now. So it'll be interesting to see who the next CEO is. And honestly, I don't really think anyone cares, because really Cohen is the man. Ryan Cohen is the man, not the CEO. Whatever Cohen says goes, and he has the final word. So I don't think that the CEO is really the biggest deal. Now about Roaring Kitty, or as we like to refer to him, Deep Effing Value, right? Where's my the man, the myth, the legend himself, Deep Effing Value, aka Roaring Kitty, aka Keith Gill. He posted a poll on Twitter last week asking what he should do. Should he exercise his options? Should he sell them back, or what? And most people voted that he should exercise them. So I don't think it comes as a surprise when he did. He exercised his, I believe it was 50 contracts. Don't quote me on that. Or 500 contracts. I can't remember. But he did in fact exercise his options, and he actually, so there was no surprise there. I think everyone was expecting that. Now, what did surprise people was that Deep Effing Value actually bought more GME after he exercised. So I believe he added an additional 50,000 shares to his original stake of 150,000 shares, bringing his grand total to 200,000 shares invested in GME. And all I can really say is congratulations, Deep Effing Value, really. Like, this man is the undisputed legend, the biggest legend of Wall Street bets, up to this point at least. Everyone respects him so much. He has the biggest balls out of everyone. He'll double down and triple down, and he quadrupled down on GME. So, an inspiration to many, and will always be a legend forever. And honestly, I don't think that the CEO news or the exercising of the options news really affected the GME stock price too much, but they are interesting and cool stories. I think the stock price going up over 6% today really just had to do with shorts buying out of their positions. As we saw generally, all the meme stocks went up today, and that's because shorts were probably buying to cover. So, pretty cool stuff here. All right, let's move on. Okay. All right, here we go. Now we got some Tesla news, and this happened over the weekend, I believe. So this is not breaking news because it happened this morning, but new news. It says Tesla faces another Nhtsa investigation after fatal driverless crash in Spring, Texas. Key points: 2 federal agencies, the Nhtsa and the NTSB, are investigating Tesla following a fatal crash involving a 2019 Model S that occurred in Spring, Texas over the weekend. 2 men died in the crash Saturday night, and apparently nobody was behind the wheel, according to multiple press interviews with local police. So, first and foremost, sorry to the family who lost these 2 young men. That's very tragic and very sad, and my heart goes out to them. That's really terrible. So may they rest in peace. Now about the news, not really sure what Nhtsa and NTSB stand for, but I think there's some sort of highway. It's like highway safety. So I was following the story earlier today, and as the key point says, they found one guy dead in the passenger seat, riding shotgun, and the other one dead in the back seat, but there was nobody in the driver's seat. So that was a bit odd. So either they turned the autopilot on and the driver climbed out of the seat and jumped in the back, or he didn't have his seatbelt on and the impact pushed them to the back of the car. It seems more likely that this was a result of them turning the autopilot on and just letting the car drive by itself. And this is not a new issue. Tesla has had multiple crashes like this before and has been investigated just like this before. So really, this is not anything new. In terms of like, this is not unprecedented, all right? This has happened before, but this just happened again recently. And as of right now, no agency is calling on Tesla to fix their cars or anything, and Tesla has maintained that you have to be in the driver's seat and pay attention when you're using the autopilot feature, because while it does work pretty well, it is not a full self-driving car. So you do need to be at the wheel and paying attention. And and in most of these cases where there were crashes from the autopilot, it appears that in most cases people were not paying attention to the road. So this probably did have some effect on the stock price. I can't say how much it did, but probably did have a few percentage points of this probably was responsible for like 1 or 2% of the loss today in the Tesla stock. So yeah, so very tragic. My heart goes out to the families of the victims, and hopefully in the future this doesn't happen again, or Tesla upgrades their technology or does something to disable autopilot if you're not paying attention to the road. But that remains to be seen. But I'm just reporting the news. 2 people died this weekend due to Tesla autopilot. All right, gonna try to move a little faster here because I think I'm behind. All right, so let's talk about Apple very quickly. We got 2 articles about Apple. Nothing crazy, but let's just cover it very quickly. It says, here's what's at stake for Apple ahead of its first product launch event of the year. Key points. Apple will hold its first event of 2021 on Tuesday, when it's expected to announce new iPad models. As Apple kicks off the event, it's facing new challenges from multiple fronts, including a courtroom battle with Epic Games and increased scrutiny from lawmakers and regulators. Here's a look at some of the most important issues Apple faces that could impact its next wave of growth. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there is a scheduled event tomorrow, so a catalyst. I don't think it's a big catalyst, but a catalyst nonetheless. And the stock price of Apple has been trading sideways for a couple of months now, between like 120 and 140. So now it's back around 135. Very good, and that's probably because people buying the hype before this catalyst, this event. And yeah, so during the event, they are expected to release their new iPads. Honestly, probably not the biggest deal. And they are going to court with Epic Games, which is the creator of Fortnite. And I did do a video on this, I believe like 2 weeks ago. So if you want to go check that out. Let me just go through this very quickly. All right, so this is just some small news, nothing crazy here. There will be a catalyst tomorrow, April 20th. So it'd be interesting to see how this affects the stock price. Now let's get to another article about Apple. Well, not really an article, but just some minor news. Okay. So here's our second article about Apple. It reads, Apple will reinstate Parler. Key points. Apple will allow controversial social media app Parler back onto the iPhone App Store. Apple removed the app in January after Parler was used to publicize the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6th and is and its content featured calls for violence and other illegal activity. A letter to Congress said that Apple's app review department had approved the changes, and an updated version of Parler will be approved by Apple. So for those of you who don't know, back in January with the insurgents on the Capitol, when Biden officially was confirmed to be the next president, that whole insurgence developed on Parler. That was the app that was used to mobilize and organize the whole riot. So as a result of that, Apple, and I believe a few other companies, but specifically Apple, banned Parler off the App Store, and a lot of people were pissed about that. So now we're just seeing that Apple has decided to reinstate the app on the App Store with special permissions that they have to approve. So it's kind of like a censored version of the app now. The app is coming back, but it's going to be censored now. And whether that's good or bad is debatable, but Parler is coming back to the App Store. Okay. Might have to mute here in a second because I do hear a siren. So now let's talk about Peloton very quickly. And Peloton did fall over 7% today. And probably a lot of that has to do with this new news that came out over the weekend. Not sure how much it had to do with the stock falling today, but it definitely had somewhat of a factor on it. Okay. It says, Peloton fights back against U.S. warnings of treadmill dangers. Excuse me, guys. My apologies. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission said it was aware of 38 injuries and 1 death related to Peloton's Tread Plus machine. The company said its product is safe. So I'm not going to read the whole article, but I believe over the weekend another incident happened where a child died because of this Peloton Tread Plus machine. And up to this point, there have been several cases documented, 38 cases, of children and pets being harmed due to accidents from this Tread Plus machine. And it's only this machine. They say their bike is perfectly safe. But, and there's a video, all right? I have not seen the video, but apparently it's really graphic of a child getting hurt from this machine. Peloton is adamant that they're doing nothing wrong, and they will not pull the machine. They're not going to recall the machine or pull it from shelves or whatever, or they're not going to stop selling it. And they believe that all that's needed is more warnings, more language, and explaining to consumers that you have to be more safe and to keep your children away from this. So it does not appear that they're going to be it does not appear that there are going to be consequences as a result of these injuries from the Tread Plus machine. But we did see the stock price go down today. So, again, very sad news, very tragic. And it'll be interesting to see how this develops going forward. So that is some Peloton news that happened over the weekend. And we see that having an effect on the stock price. All right, final article for today, and then we'll get to the fun part, everyone's favorite part, which is the YOLOs. Oh, excuse me for a sec. The page is just still loading here, and I'm lagging a little bit. All right, there we go. And this is about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. It reads, COVID-19. Oops, I probably couldn't say that. I think you can't say that on YouTube, so demonetized. Fauci expects decision on Johnson & Johnson vaccine this week. Experts warn of a surge in Colorado as variants spread. Alaska is using federal stimulus money to encourage tourism by offering vaccines to travelers at its airports. That's pretty cool. I thought you had to be vaccinated to get on the flight. So, do you get vaccinated before you get on the flight, or do you get vaccinated when you get off the flight? Anyway, that's pretty cool. Free vaccines for traveling. But for those of you who don't know, there was some controversy last week because there were some cases that were coming out that people who took the J&J vaccine started developing blood clots. And it was like 6 people out of 7 million people. So less than 1 in a million chance that this would affect you. So very, very rare. But the, I don't know which agency regulates this, but they decided it would be the safer option to just pull all the vaccines and stop vaccinating people with the J&J vaccine until more research or more clarity came out of the situation. And apparently, J&J asked Pfizer and Moderna to help them conduct studies on blood clots, and those 2 companies refused. Like, nah, bro, you're on your own. So initially, people were saying that this would only last a couple of days while they got the safety precautions down and everything. But this is going on for a little longer than anticipated. And we don't know when or if the J&J vaccine will continue to be distributed. It doesn't seem like it's had an effect on the stock price because J&J actually closed a little bit positive today. But interesting news. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the markets, but some interesting general news. Okay, and that leaves us 15 minutes for the YOLOs, the best part. So let me just pull those up. Pull a couple up here. So we got 6 YOLOs today. Just gotta wait for this to finish loading. Okay. So I got 6 YOLOs for you today. They're all pretty entertaining, and they're all from different positions in different stocks and assets. So some diversity today. What's going on here? Okay. My apologies. I was just lagging a little bit. Okay, this first one is a Clover YOLO. And this is by Joe Tex 100. Joe Tex 100. He says, Clover added a couple thousand more Clover calls today. The big move will come soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe 2 weeks from now, but it's coming. Dollar emojis, Clover emoji. Well, first of all, be careful because this might not be true, all right? Nobody knows what the actual short interest data is, and we're starting to see some type of squeeze. It kind of looks like a gamma squeeze, but it's still to be seen if there's going to be a full-blown short squeeze. So I'll just put that out there, all right? Be careful, guys. Anyone thinking about getting into Clover, be careful. So it appears that this guy really believes in the Clover. He really believes the short squeeze is going to happen. So let me take a look at this. So he has 4,000 contracts, okay? Okay. He has 5,000 contracts in total, all right? 5,000 contracts. That is insane. This is a real YOLO right here. This is a true ape. Okay, so he has 4,000 out of those 5,000 contracts expiring next month on May 21st, so a little over 1 month out. He has 2,000 calls at the $10 strike, and he has another 2,000 calls at the $12.5 strike. Doesn't say how much money he dropped, but let me calculate that very quickly. Let's just say 138 times 2,000. Is this real? Alright guys, so I just did the math, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate. I just really can't believe it because, it's just ridiculous, the amount of money this guy is putting on this bet. So if I did the math correctly, just for these 4,000 calls that expire May 21st, he paid almost 450 grand for them, all right? He paid $442,000 for these calls. And then he has an additional 1,000 calls for August 20th, 2021 for the $12.5 strike. So if I add that, let's do that really quick. Let's just say 168. So in total, this is about a $460,000 YOLO on Clover. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this guy's risk tolerance is through the roof. This guy has balls of steel, all right? And I advise you guys, not financial advice, please do not try this. Please do not try this at home. Unless you really got it like that, you got a couple $1,000,000 to just go chuck at Clover. Or you're worth a couple $1,000,000 and you got like 500 grand you could just chuck at Clover. This is pretty ridiculous, all right? Especially because we don't even know what the real short interest data is. The squeeze might be over already. Who knows? I'm not saying it is, but it might be, all right? So, as of right now, let's see what Clover closed at. So it closed $9.67. So Clover closed at $9.67 today. So actually, he's pretty close to his $10 strike. Now to reach his $12.5 strike, it would have to go up about 25 to 30%. So that's still a little bit of a ways out. But he's getting very close to this $10 strike, and he probably made a decent bit of money today because the stock did go up about 10%. Now, do I think the stock is going to be at $10 in 1 month? I really don't know. And because things are so uncertain, I personally would not throw money into this, as I said on my DD. But, hey, if this pays off, this guy's going to bank a couple $1,000,000. He's going to make some deep effing value money, all right? Like, seriously, he's going to make, in the 8 figures, approximately. And if it doesn't work out, he's going to be out $460K. So this is an insane YOLO, and I'm very, very curious to see how this turns out. And I really hope it turns out good for this guy. I hope Clover does in fact moon, and he gets his 10Ds, and everyone else involved in this trade gets their 10Ds. But I really don't know. This is very, very risky here, and a lot of unknowns going into this. So I guess we'll see what happens in 1 month. So good luck to you, JoeTex100. Thank you for posting, and I hope it works out for you, brother. Okay, next one. This one is by long_AMZN. Long_Amazon. Long Amazon. He says 100K in SPX puts. I hate money. So let's see what he has here. He has 12 contracts in total. 12 puts on XPX, which is the S&P 500. They all expire on June 11th, 2021. So about 2 months out. A little less than 2 months out. He has 2 contracts for the $4,130 put, and he has 10 contracts for the $4,150 put. Let me go check real quick what SPX is at. I believe it's at like 4150, yeah. So XPX closed at 4160 today. So he's not in the money yet. And so he's right on the border of in the money and out of the money, and he has a little less than 2 months to go. Now, will the S&P 500 continue to fall in less than 2 months, in about 2 months? Maybe. But most people don't think it's going to fall. What's going on? Let me close some stuff out here. So, will the S&P 500 be below 4150 and below 4130 in about 2 months? It might, but I will just say that this is a very risky bet because most people believe that the S&P is going to go up and the economy is going to go booming for the next 1 to 2 years. But hey, maybe you know something we don't know. And he's either really confident or just really dumb, because to throw 100K in this is extremely dangerous, or he could be really rich too. So yeah, he's 100K in. He's over 100K in. Well, no, I think he just made some money today. So he's 100K in, and has about 2 months left to go, and he thinks the market is going down. So, bearish move here. I don't agree, but you know, it's just stupid amount of money and insanely risky bet, but very entertaining and great content. So, good luck, long Amazon. I hope this works out for you, and please post updates. This one is by Borktacular. He says, April 16th, Nhtsa. So this is a loss. I can't really see it too well, so let me click on this. So he had call options on 3 different companies. One of them is Peloton, and I'm not really sure what the other 2 are. But they all went wrong. They all expired worthless, and he is down. He is down about 35K. Good. Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. So I'm not sure if these were FDs or not, or if he bought these in advance. They kind of look like FDs, honestly. So I'm just going to assume they're FDs. And I keep telling everyone, stop buying FDs. They are literally lottery tickets. If you're going to play options, you got to sell FDs or you got to buy leaps, all right? The chances of you actually hitting on an FD are very slim. And congratulations to everyone who does, because, you print some big you print a lot of attendees, but in the long run, it's probably not a winning play. And Borktacular provided a great example here. He thought he was onto something, so he threw down 35K on multiple underlyings to be over the strike on a certain day, and he was wrong on all of them, and as a result, he's out 35K. So I hope everyone learns from this. Don't buy FDs. Moral of the story. So sorry for your loss, Borktacular. I know this hurts a lot, so very sorry, brother. But thank you for posting the content. This is very entertaining. And good luck to you in the future. Got 3 more. Okay. This one is by Twinkie Bell. Twinkie Bell. He says $20,000 Roblox weekly YOLO. $20,000 Roblox weekly YOLO. Let's try that one more time. 20K Roblox weekly YOLO. So this is another FD. This is an FD. He said it himself. This is an FD. So he has 95 call options expiring this Friday, April 23rd. He has 70 call options at the $74 strike, and he has 25 call options for the $80 strike. And all in all, it looks like he put 20K on this trade. Yeah, 20K on this trade. Now let me look up what Roblox is at. So, as of this morning, he was in the money. As you see here, the says ITM in the money. Because Roblox was over $75 this morning. But since then, it has fallen 5%, and it's now at $72. So his 70 contracts, his 70 call options are no longer in the money. So that means he has 4 days for the Roblox stock to go back up. Now, the $74 strike, that's very possible, all right? It was literally just there today, this morning. So, that one is very possible, and there's a good chance that that's going to finish in the money. Probably not going to make too much on it, because it's going to finish barely in the money, but there is a good chance that that will finish in the money. Now, when it comes to this $80 call, this one is more of a stretch, because with this one, that means that Roblox has to go up over 10% in 4 days. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Probably not. 10% in 4 days is usually pretty difficult. But at least you only got 25 contracts for that one. And, you got most of your money in the $74 strike, which has a good chance of actually working out. So yeah, this is another FD play, $20,000 FD play. I won't be surprised if it doesn't work, and I think everyone's assuming that probably won't work, but I hope it does. I really hope the $74 call goes in the money. There's a good chance of that. And I really hope the $80 call goes in the money, even though that's a bit unlikely. But good luck to you, Twinkie Bell, and thank you for posting the content. Please post an update on Friday. All right, got two more. This one is by Up and Up. Up and Up. He says, 1x my salary on Riot. Please fly for my broke ass. And it's tagged as a gain, but this is false. This is not a gain. Maybe it was this morning, but at this point in time, it's no longer a gain and more like a YOLO. Let me just look up Riot. $41. So he has 25 contracts. So he has 25 contracts expiring June 18th. So about 2 months out. Almost exactly 2 months out. It doesn't say his strike price, but his break even is $50. So I'm assuming it's like... Oh, it does say. So he has 25 call options expiring June 18th. So almost 2 months out. And those are for the $42 strike price. I just forgot the... How can I just forget this? 41. So, as of right now, Riot finished down over 8% for the day, and it's now trading at around $41. So, this probably was in the money earlier until, Riot had a massive gut and went down 8% today. So, his gains are probably not accurate here. And this was a 20K YOLO. So this is right on the fence of being in the money and out of the money, but luckily for this guy, he still has another 2 months to go, and Riot only has to go up $1. So, quite honestly, this looks like a pretty decent play here. Not sure when he bought it, but it's definitely not an FD. It doesn't appear to be. No, it's not. I don't know when he bought this, but it appears as if this is going to finish in the money, unless something crazy happens. And it appears like he is actually going to book a gain here, hopefully. But you never know. Crazy stuff can happen. Riot can fall down even more and finish below $42 in 2 months. So, but as of right now, it's looking pretty decent for this guy. Even with the $8, even with the over 8% drop today in Riot, this guy looks like he's in pretty good shape to finish in the money here. So, congratulations so far, I guess, and good luck. This isn't a crazy YOLO or anything, but there is still a chance that this guy can be out $20,000. So I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you up and up. Good luck, and please post updates. Last one. So this one is by Theta Gamer. Theta Gamer. He says, Tilray 420 YOLO. Weed stonks moonin'. And they did go up today. So, now this is kind of ironic because his name is Theta Gamer. Theta Gamer, right? This is ironic because his name is Theta Gamer. And when you're Theta Gang, which I assume he's referencing, that's when you sell options, right? That's when you sell the FDs. And actually, he's doing the complete opposite of his name, and he's buying FDs here on cannabis stocks. So he bought 150 call options expiring this Friday, April 23rd, at the $19 strike for Tilray. And it appears that this is a $9,000 YOLO. Let me check what Tilray's at. Tilray is currently trading at around $17.50. So that means to get to $19, that would be a little less than 10% in 4 days. It's possible. It's definitely possible, but improbable. Especially because cannabis did see a pretty good jump today. It was one of the only industries that was actually green today. So he needs a little less than 10% to be in the money by expiration this Friday. And this is gonna be close. This is gonna be close. Yeah, honestly, Theta Gamer, if I were you, I would just you're up $600 right now. I would cut the losses. Well, I would just take the gain. I would just take the small gain and call it a day. Because you're already up a little bit, and there's a high probability that this will not work. So I think the smartest thing to do would be to take the small gain and go make a play elsewhere. But I don't know how big of an ape this guy is. He's probably a super ape, and he's going to diamond hands all the way till expiration. So we'll see what happens. So good luck to you, Theta Gamer. I really hope this works out for you. This is a pretty risky bet right here. But I'm rooting for you. So good luck and thank you for posting. And please post updates on Friday. All right, and that's all I got for you today. YOLOs took kind of long. Maybe I had too many. But we're not finishing too late, about 15 minutes after 5. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into my show today. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And if you like my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon. Link in the description down below. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. I see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold then. My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold then. My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold then. My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold then.